and welcome to another cozy little video of mine. Today, I gotta be honest, I'm going into this video with way less planning than I usually do because honestly, today I just want to sit down and study this particular manga series or the art style of it and just, analyze everything and hopefully help you understand what's so impressive to me about it. But yeah, first a little bit of context. The series I'm talking about is Beyond the Clouds. There we have the 3 covers, which are absolutely beautiful. I also really love the color pages, or like the coloring style. I will, however, focus on the black and white ink pages. But oh my god, they're beautiful. The series is finished with 5 volumes. In Germany there are 3 out so far, and all 3 of those I got from the local library. However, once I managed to find them secondhand, I will buy this series myself because I want to have it on my bookshelf so badly. If you look at the eyes and the character designs and everything, it's pretty typical manga style. But I feel the line art in particular, like if you look at this, like the line art is pretty sketchy in places. And like, from what I can tell, they don't really use screen tones. Maybe not at all. Like if you look at the hair, which is, from what I can tell, a very typical place to use screen tones for. I think what this artist uses is alcohol markers. I'm not 100% sure what material they use, but like also here, like all those lines, I think they are actually done with an ink pen, like every line individually. And that's something I really like. It gives the entire book like a storybook feeling. Okay, so I flipped through volume 1. I think I'm gonna start with this portrait just as a little warm-up, and I don't know, it's cute. I think this might be a nice introduction to the style and their line weight and everything. And then I want to move on to this boot, because that panel in general, I love this panel, especially the boot and the line weight and everything. So I'm not sure if I'll include the background. Honestly, whatever, I'll just start. You might call me scared, and I would not necessarily say that's a lie. Am I gonna sketch in brown or in black pencil? Let me think. Usually I like to use colored pencil for my base sketch because I like the way they shine through below, but I feel because this is just a black and white artwork I'm studying, that would take away from the, from the reference. So I might, hold up, where am I? We're gonna go with this one. Okay, this is a B. I'm gonna take these 2 out because I might use some of these. The other ones are too soft and I just want to have a sketch. I don't want them to shine through underneath. So, also this is my mixed media. I think technically this is a watercolor sketchbook. He has a very cute nose. Yeah, my other sketchbook is just printer paper. Okay, actually this is already more sketching than I wanted in the beginning, but honestly, whatever, it's fine. I can also erase it afterwards if I want. Oh my god. Okay, see, I don't want to necessarily study the shapes anyways, so like it's fine that this looks different. But oh my god, those very round, adorable styles, they're very cute. I appreciate that. I love the style for what it is, but it's not exactly what I usually draw, so I feel like I'm absolutely messing up the anatomy here. Oh my god, this looks... Oh my god! This looks awesome in their art style, but this looks like your... I don't know, it doesn't look like something I draw, like this looks way too cutesy, like, oh my god, I can't, it's hard, I'm gonna be honest, it's hard. But like I said, I want to focus on the line art, but I need a sketch for that, so it's fine. I think I'm also speeding this up a little now that I think about it, because I don't want to go into this with perfectionism, I just want to doodle, study, understand. I want to put a line here for his chin, but the fact that there's no line there makes him look more childish. So I think this would be more correct. Oh my god, this looks... It's totally fine, because I'm obviously not trying to draw something that necessarily looks like what I draw on a daily basis. But it's weird because it doesn't feel like what I'm drawing is something I'm drawing, if that makes sense. Also, I don't even know if I finished my thought about the alcohol markers, but my point, my point was that since I'm not sure if the alcohol markers work, I think I'm going to maybe use watercolors on top. Oh my god, his neck is so short. Like the way I drew it, not in the reference. The reference anatomy is more than fine. Mine looks... I mean, it looks cute. It just doesn't... It doesn't look like something I would draw, if I'm being completely honest. But that's fine, that's fine. Like, drawing in a way that doesn't come natural to you is also, in my opinion, a very nice way to study. I think a good example is that people in university, for example, especially my teachers and stuff, they would be, or like professors, they'd be like, oh, you have a very anime style, yada yada yada. And I'm not disagreeing with that, you know, like I totally see the anime inspirations in my current artworks and everything. But now drawing this, which is like, I guess, way more anime than what I draw, makes me realize how, I guess, removed from my anime influences I am at this point. Not that having anime influences is a bad thing, and like I said, I still have them for sure, 100%. But I feel like this is a confirmation that what I am doing is more my own art. And honestly speaking, I could hold an entire conversation about the way anime art, or quote-unquote anime art, manga art, whatever, is still treated in, at least in my university, but like I'm pretty sure in a lot of places. Because while it has for sure been more accepted in the last few years and everything, I still feel like it isn't taken serious in a way that, for example, American-esque comic styles are, which I think is very sad. And also I just fucked up that nose. Oh well. I don't know, I just think it's very interesting how on the one hand we for sure have moved on from the, oh, anime is just either for children or porn, but at the same time we really haven't. At least in my experience. But also maybe part of that is me having internalized what my teachers in middle school said. Even though my high school teachers, but like my art teacher in middle school was super nice about my art style, and like back then it was for sure 100% basic anime, and like not to hate on my own art or something, especially like I was legitimately a child back then, so I would never hate on my art. But like, yeah, there was really nothing impressive, but she really hyped up my skills, which, shout out to her. Like, who knows if I would have chosen this path if she wouldn't have treated me and my art the way she did. But yeah, more importantly is this, and I think I'm doing a bit too much on the line art. I think for me, I like doing it in the sketchy way, you know, not necessarily because well, probably also because I'm unsure. Like, that's something you do when you're unsure. So I'm gonna say I also still have to warm up a little bit. But I also feel that if I'm too fast, stuff like what I just did happens. At least with these pens / traditional media, and like the line just doesn't really work. Like, it's just way too thin. Like right here you can see it, just not really there compared to these ones. So I guess that's something traditional media has to deal with, because I don't have that problem with digital media, obviously. I really like the details the artist puts in. Like, actually this thing, like the shading on the nose, is something I do with my characters as well. So that part is, I don't know, really feels like home, I guess. Oops, shouldn't have blacked out the entire eye, but oh well. The direction would be more like that. Not like it's more downwards, and then, short, and then longer, and then it's more like this than what I just did, which was like this, I think. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I feel like this is more like going all the way down, but like I keep drawing it as like a square. And this way they have more perspective in there. Like this one looks like it's hit by the light and this one doesn't necessarily. But maybe I'm overthinking this as well, who knows. I know this is out of the frame, but like I want to give this some details. And I love spotting little places where I'm like, maybe the artist forgot to draw something here, because I feel like here there should be some of the texture of the hair. It's really not a bother or anything. It's just like, I like seeing artwork as not too perfect, if that makes sense. Lately, I've been really fascinated by hair at the back of people's neck, if that makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense to anyone who's not an artist, but like, I hope it does. Like, not as in like, oh, I keep staring at it. It's more like, ooh, I really love how his hair falls there. I think I'm just gonna leave the hair as it is. I could sketch a bit more, but I don't think I want to. Now we put in the black areas. Here we have some hatching, some shadows to bring in some depth. Again, everything is done with hatching, and I really, really love that. I love doing line art and hatching like that in my sketchbook, but I feel like I'm too, I don't want to say perfectionistic, because like this looks so professional and quote unquote perfect in terms of like, it would not trigger my perfectionism, I hope, if I would be drawing like this. But I feel like I don't want to do rough areas, rough sketches and everything in professional work. So like drawing this and being like, oh yeah, this is professional, this is like a professionally published manga, and also like I would never call this unprofessional or like sketchy in a this is not finished, this is a sketch kind of way. Okay, you know what, I'm going to try using this. Let's see. Oh, this is a very light gray. I think I need it a little bit darker. This might be too dark. Can I build them on top of each other? Am I gonna go in here with watercolors? I don't know. I don't know. Like, watercolor is a medium I am comfortable with, so maybe I should just try it. Also, let's face it, I had my watercolor sitting right there, so it's like, I was prepared for the possibility. No, I want this, the bigger one. The possibility of, you know, using my watercolors for this. Let's just... Okay, you are the gray or the... Okay, you are the gray. Fun fact, in my self-created watercolor palette, my gray and my purple are on the opposite side of each other, and sometimes I just get them confused because I think, oh yeah, this must be the gray, but then it's the purple, or the other way around. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's super cute. Yeah, okay, I don't know or care if they use the watercolors, but I will. For the study page, I for sure will be using my watercolors. Okay, I don't... Okay, for this panel, they only use that for the... Yeah, oh my god, oh, this is fun. Oh my god. Fun fact, I haven't used my watercolors in a while. And especially not on like actual watercolor paper. Like, I have a... I think it's a mixed media sketchbook, but at the same time, it's really not made for watercolors. Like, you can use them in there, but it's not... The colors behave very different from on here on the paper that is made for watercolors. Oh my god, this is so much fun. Oh my god. This is, oh my god. Okay, I need to, one thing I need to pay attention to is that I don't overwork watercolors, which is something I am fully aware of, but at the same time I cannot stop myself, which I assume is, not I assume, I know is related to the fact that I don't have that much experience with watercolor in terms of like creating proper art, I think. But oh my god, this is so much fun. Okay. I am overworking this! I love the way they create the texture. Like, I'm gonna try that here again. Like, this is basically more of what they're doing. Maybe I'm probably using... Am I ever using the wrong brush? I think it's just my skill issue, if I'm being honest. And not to bring myself down or something. I'm just analyzing, you know? I think, are they really... Okay, maybe either they're using markers to build upon each other, or they're straight up using wet on dry technique for the layering process, which I get and I appreciate and I recognize the game, but oh my god. I can feel myself getting impatient already. Very cute, very cute. I mean, I got the layering done here a little bit, so like, because I know I should be waiting longer, but like, this is just a study, okay? This is just me playing around. I'm not... The important part about studying someone's style is to have fun or something. I know I have created these effects before, you know? It's not like I'm completely new to watercolor. It's just I'm so out of practice, wow. Please try faster. It is funny because here I got the layering done better than here, which is, yeah, funny. Also, I'm just gonna leave this. Maybe I'm not gonna leave this because it's... I feel like if I leave it in the future, I might think, oh yeah, that's... I don't know, that was on purpose, but I really don't think it was, if I'm being honest, so... Oh my god, okay, now let's go with the shoe. I'm scared. Okay, I don't think the pencil is interrupting the sketch, so I think it was this one. I might also... Okay, again, I'm not paying that much attention to the anatomy, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I'm also going a little bit on muscle memory, or like, and that usually means I'm including a bit of my personal style. Like, if I draw a shoe, I'm just thinking, okay, this is the shape of the shoe, like the base shape, which is not exactly the base shape of this shoe. Maybe, potentially, I don't know. Here, the sole of the shoe, and then we have this, and then that is out of frame, but we're just gonna include it like this. Okay, the cloud is like this, but like also a little bit... See, I'm also more going by like the vibes of this. Like here, the edge or like the corner should be lining up with the shoe. Here it really doesn't, which I am aware of, but I don't fully mind. Okay, here we have another cloud. Or like, yeah, like a little fog cloud. Oh, actually I'm not going to include the foot, I'm going to include the outline of the foot. Like, I'm not putting the black area, which I love in the panel, but I feel on this sketch page it would absolutely pull the focus on itself, which is not part of the plane. I'm for sure using the shadow as the ground here, by the way. This is interesting because here it looks like it goes straight up, like parallel to the rest of the boot, but here it's like towards the inside. I don't think I want that. I'm just gonna do this. Okay, this is here we have... Okay, so I suggested that. Okay, I'm gonna... The lines here and here, and then I'm gonna put the details while inking. I'm just gonna put the broad shapes and all, and like here until here, and that's 5, so it's like zack, zack, zack. Okay, and oh, that's... I love how cute the bow looks, like the laces. But also here we have this, and then we have... Oh boy, wait, what? Oh, no. Okay, so... Also, I know this is like a fold, but here I'm also bringing a bit more of my own shape language in, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't look that much different from what's shown here, but while drawing the pant leg, I'm more like, okay, I'm gonna draw like a kind of crinkly pant leg and not like, oh, what are they drawing, if that makes sense. Also gonna put in that for now, and then we have the then I'm drawing these things way too big, by the way. Oh, I love the scale. Like, look how sketchy. Let me see if I can. Sketchy the scale is. I hope you can see it. This is so sketchy. I love it. And like this 100 here, like I assume it's written on the sign, but you don't even see the sign. They just wrote the 100 in the background there. And then here's a brick wall. And this is a big, okay, maybe I should have, well, I'm just gonna do this. Zuck, zuck, zuck. Just changing the perspective a little bit so that it works. What am I drawing? Oh, okay, this is correct, because like here we have this, and then this is right next to the wall, so it's like... See, I'm already putting too many details with my pencil, so I'm just gonna draw this here, put some flowers. Okay, so I just suggested everything, and now I'm gonna move in with my ink pen. Okay, fun fact. Oh my god. Maybe my pen is also dying, who knows. But I was always like, oh, I love the kind of sketchiness traditional ink work has, and for sure there are people who are more skilled and maybe have like better materials, so like their lines aren't as sketchy as mine. But oh my god, like I love how sketchy my lines look, how imperfect they look. But this is not me having skill, that is me. I wanted to say fight with the pencil, but like I'm not even fighting it. I'm just like, hell yeah, do your thing. Which maybe I should check out ways to recreate that with digital brushes. Okay, and then we have, that's very interesting because here the line weight is like very big, which because it's in the dark and everything, but it's interesting. Oh, that was, ooh, there I was too focused on the way the line looks and not on what it's actually portraying, so I kind of accidentally broke his leg, I guess. It's not too bad, but... Okay, here we're going down. I love, like, how it's not straight lines, you know, even in this way you can easily, like, just do an arc and it's instead, like, I was about to say cunty, but like that's not the word I was looking for. And with that, my SD card was full and it did not record the rest of the lines I was doing. So if I'm repeating myself, I'm very sorry. But yeah, I mainly just did some more of the line art, and what I was talking about is that right here, I kind of fucked up the line. It's more sketchy than I want it to be. The direction is a bit wonkier than I want it to be and everything. But more importantly, that's something I realized about my own sketch while talking about how I appreciate that exact wonkiness and kind of like imperfection in the reference. Like, you know, my line is not the way I want it to be, but at the same time here in the reference, like the tip of that shoe is like very straight up, but like the other shoe, it's like to the side. So it's something I know if it was my own art style, my own art piece, original art piece, I would, you know, be annoyed by this, but like looking at this, I really don't mind. And like similar things, like the shoelace in the original is a bit wonky as well, like line art wise, but I think this gives the original artwork so much charm. While in my own art piece, I'm like, oh, it's not perfect, I don't like it. But that's something I want to learn to appreciate, you know, the imperfection of it all. So yeah, let's just keep going. Also, another thing I mentioned was that if I accidentally start singing, quote unquote, that's because on my headphones I'm currently playing some for me, nostalgic, classic K-pop. And music videos are also running in the background, but like, I'm not looking at them either. I'm just listening to the songs, but like, so good. Right now it's Eric Num's, oh, right now it's Poison. Earlier it was Eric Num's Honestly, but that's the part my camera didn't record, so. Okay, actually, if I look at the shoe, is it the sole? I don't know. It's much more sketchier than what the hatching I just did, but like, I think I'm gonna try doing that. Like, that part of the shoe is very dark, so I think it's not even hatching. I think it's more like this. It's kind of like scribbly, which, again, I do not mean in a negative way at all. It's like, you know, this is a children's fantasy manga. It's like steampunk, but like they're also like animal humans and an angel and all that stuff. Well, there are multiple angels in this world, but like in the story so far there's only one. And so it's like your proper fantasy world building. Like storybook world building. Also storybooks in general play a very important role in this story and the character motivations and everything. So this art style and the, I don't know, just like the everything about the visual language and visual identity of the story fits the story so well. And I love that for the story, but like most of all also for me, because I enjoy that kind of story, and if the visuals fit that well, like that's just even better, you know? Something I just realized is if you look closely, well, not that closely actually, but if you can see it, like the lines, like obviously they are straight. I'm pretty sure the artist used a ruler for that, but like, for example here, this corner, I hope you can see it, but like the line goes a bit further than it should be to be like a perfect triangle, rectangle. Like also those small imperfections, like the lines also here, not completely straight, there's a little bump in there. I love that. Again, like this handmade imperfection vibe. It's so good. So I think I'm gonna try, well, right now this is not, I haven't drawn this in a panel, so I'm just gonna, oh my god, okay, this is just as straight as I am, which is luckily not at all. Oh my god, I'm trying, okay, like the paneling is more like this, like very hand-drawn. Because this is kind of hand-drawn paneling imperfections. Imperfections. Sorry for my handwriting, but I really like that. Just looking at my sketch, again, this is obviously a study. It's not like, oh my god, I'm so good or anything, but like while drawing, I was like, oh no, this is, you know, this line doesn't look good, but yada yada yada. But now looking at this sketch, again, it's a sketch, it's not my artwork, I'm fully aware of that, but I still really appreciate it. I like this. And now, I guess I will be doing the watercolor. Let's see how this works now, eh? Here it's very interesting because like, the bottom of the shoe is brighter than like this area. Oh, that was too much. But also I think I can do like a bottom wash. Wait, it's like, okay, okay. I don't want like the edges to be too hard. Okay, let's see here. I'm pretty sure they use markers because like, specific areas of this, I'm just like, that looks like a marker. I think, I don't know. maybe they're just exclusively working digitally and I'm just like talking completely out of my ass or something, who knows. This is 100% just me trying to analyze or like learn from their style. See here, it's very, maybe this is actually watercolor. Or ink, I don't know. See, usually I'm like, oh yeah, this looks like, you know, some kind of liquid art tool, and it's like, my brain straight up goes to watercolor every time, but then a lot of time it's like, oh, actually it was markers, and I'm like, oh, well, I don't know a lot about markers, so I assume, at this point I feel like the first thing I assume people are using, especially if it's like the manga style-esque situation, it's like, oh, they're using marker, even though I already also established that this manga artist, their style is not exactly typical manga, so. I want to try putting like a black wash on here, but like, see, this is also the part where I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do what they're doing, but like, what would my own version of this be? And I think it would be to try and do just a black ink wash. I don't want to have too much texture in here because then it would distract the viewer's eye. But if I, if I just go around the edge, because that way you have a clear... I think that's a good idea, what I'm doing here. Because you have high enough contrast from like the edge of the shoe, which I'm working on right now, to the background to visually differentiate, you know, basically I guess the middle ground from the background. But at the same time, here's more detail. So the focus is still on the actual boot. And I feel like I want to put like a very light wash on here as well. Yeah, this looks better, this looks better. I'm not sure how much of this will be picked up by the camera, but this looks better than it did before. Okay, and now I feel like I'm getting into the area where I'm overworking it. I kind of want to try putting more black here, but I feel like, again, that would be overworking it. So instead, I'm gonna leave it like this, but put the hatching in the clouds, which I have not done yet. It's also very interesting that they just go with it like this with the hatching. That's very interesting. Again, I feel like I'm starting to overwork this, and that's not my goal with this. I'm gonna leave it like this. There are a bit more lines here. What these clouds would look like in my style is probably, I think I personally would also put like a different cloud in the back, but then this one is in front. So I would absolutely play with the line weight. Like for me, you have areas where I don't connect them at all, but then also you have areas, for example, where they overlap, where I would, for example, be putting the focus, I guess. And this is just a sketch, so it's like, it would look different in the art piece, but like in an art piece where I have like actual composition to work with. Because here, like the focus is on the smoke, I guess, because that's legit the only part of the artwork. Also, this already got too heavy. I feel like I'm also less round than they are doing it. But like, I feel like I usually, okay, I just drew like I feel like this is what my clouds look like. So I just went with smoke, but like in cloud form. And then I feel like this is what I do usually. I just go with the edges. So it's like, so I do this and this. And I think I also put more definition on top. But I think I like this one. Like this looks way more flowy. So it's like areas where it's nothing at all, and then also areas where it's like heavier. But now I'm like, how do I even hatch smoke? I mean, I'm pretty sure I do this, but this one looks better just as it is. So I might just, this is something I do usually, like it's like smaller clouds. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I really like this part. I have lost my pencil. It's probably below here, is it? Under here? I don't know, it's not. Well, guess this one's gonna work. Okay, so, oh god, wait. Okay, and then it's like this way. But the arm is longer. Okay, wait, so if I put the hand here, okay, this is the glove. Then here we have the arm. I'm just gonna, there's more just skin, like the sleeve is rolled up higher than in my sketch, but I do not care. I do not have the paper for that. Also, what are hands, you know? Oh my god. Or rather, what is anatomy? I do not know. Anatomy? I don't know her. Okay. Anyways, that's something my ink pen is gonna do. And I'm scared, but it's okay. Okay, here we have some falling papers, which also looks super cool. Like, This is 100% the paneling, but I'm gonna include it anyways because the composition on the page is so cool. I think the composition of the pages is like the first 3 were there, but like now I'm just again taking what I've learned, what I'm seeing on the page, which is a very different composition because I'm just working with this corona instead of like the page, and translate it basically, which is what studying is. Okay, let's see. I already feel like just studying this, and in this case also putting down the sketch, I guess, made me more comfortable with, for example, right now because of the shadow and everything, not even really seeing what I'm drawing, partly.
Like, I hope you can see it, now that I think about it.
Oh geez. Because this is a video, I'm like, maybe I should fix the light situation, but I just want to mention that for just a normal study session, sometimes it's better not to be able to draw, to see too much, because like it helps tackling the perfectionism, and for me it's also like a way to make sure I don't overwork the sketch, I guess. If you don't see everything, you're not like, this sounds dumb because like, oh, if you don't see everything, you can't see everything to overwork it, but like it is what it is. That is what it is, you know? Like, I don't see where I could put more details, where I can put another line, where I can quote unquote fix something. Like, I think that's the similar mindset to when you're zooming out on like a digital canvas. Like, if you zoom all the way and you just overwork everything, but then if you zoom out, you don't see the details. Do you even understand what I'm trying to say? I really hope that makes sense. Point being, if you can't see everything because of the light situation, you're not overworking it, and then if you go back to it when you're mentally removed from the sketch, the piece, whatever, you can be more objective, I guess. And then you're like, okay, I still could sit down and put more details on the hand or something, but this looks more than fine as it is, arguably even better than if I overworked it. I hope this now makes sense. Jesus. Shiny everybody is playing on my headphones and like, no thoughts, just shiny. Okay. Okay, the shadow of the hand is very interesting. So it's like, they did a very rough shadow outline for the fingers. Oh, my pen didn't. And then they did some, okay, wait, here as well. And then they did a cross-hatching in those lines. Oh, that's very cute. Oh, I like that. That's very cute. Oh, wow. Oh my god. Oh no! The lines are getting thicker and thicker. Oi, oi, oi. Okay, let's see. I mean, it looks fine. Okay, then here's some scribbles. Here's more scribbles. Random lines. Here we have some. Actually, I think. Oh, that's a design. Oh my god, that's a design. Yeah. The character's a mechanic. Somehow I was like, this is like a treasure map or something. Mentally, I'm always stuck in Treasure Island. Or Treasure Planet, more like it. Okay, yeah, for the paper I absolutely managed to ignore my perfectionism, because what is that? In no world does a paper look like this in any perspective. Like, even, I mean, if it's like very, no, not even if it's like very crinkled, because like the paper area is still the same, but like, who cares? Oh boy. Okay, good. Honestly, not bad. Not the best thing I've ever drawn, but also not bad. I feel the urge to do more with the line weight, so I'm gonna do it. Okay, I think my pen is really dying, so let's move on to the watercolors. Okay. Oh my god, I know why this also looks so empty. I need to put some hatching on these. They look too clean. But also, if I make the outer edges a bit thicker, that's different, like puts more depth, like the visual planes. Again, my pen is dying, so it's not working as well, but I'm not grabbing another pen right now. It's cute. It's cute. Okay. This, like the back of his hand, is where the most pigment is. Do some wet and wet action here. A little too much, arguably, but oh well, what's a bitch to do? I'm just gonna... Okay, I think this works. Now I am getting dangerously close to overworking this again, so I'm gonna stop. Again, now I'm just working with the composition I got, not exactly looking at the original. Also, I need more water. I feel like I could be adding more visual depth in here. Or more focus on the hand, maybe. By making this also the darkest area. Like the corner of the paper. Okay, now it should work, maybe, hopefully. I'm overworking this! Just one more. Because like this should not be so clear. Oh, there we go. This is fine. I think this is fine. Okay. So here we have the finished study page there. I hope you can see everything. You have to live with the shadow on the page. I'm sorry. It might not look like much, like visually, but I feel like I've learned quite a bit. Like the most important thing for me really is that while it's not like the artist's most important aspect of their art is the line weight, I feel like that's not necessarily, it's for sure part of their line artwork, but it's not the focus or anything. But for me, it's something I really, really like, which thinking back, I also love Kamitami Yuki's art style and, oh, I forgot the artist, but the Atelier of Witch Hat artist's style, and they also play with line weight, so I think that's just something I personally really, really like, so I want to play around with that some more. Another factor is that I for sure need to be less perfectionistic about everything, because it just steals the vibe, if that makes sense. Like I said, you know, for example with the shoe, but like also just the entire page. The imperfections are what gives these sketches, but like also especially the art style, which is like a professional art style in a professional manga, it just adds a lot of personality, and I really, really appreciate it. It's not something you have to be professional. It's something you can have and look professional, and most importantly, it's something I think I want to have in my art style and still look professional. That's something I want to find. A way for me to have imperfections and even sketchiness, but still looking professional. Doing this page, doing the studies for this, helped me a whole lot in appreciating the imperfections more, even if they are made by myself, if that makes sense. Also, I had a lot of fun with the clouds, even though that really isn't the biggest part of the studies. But for me, it was a lot of fun, and it's also a way to incorporate what I learned here, like with this cloud, into my own style, which is more like this. Yeah, honestly, I think I'm really excited to look at this in the future when I go back to this and like remember the things I learned today, because I feel like those are usually the things that are most important. Like, yes, now I can say like, oh, these are the things that were interesting to me right now and everything, but the things that really stick sometimes are different things. So yeah. I hope you got something from this. I hope it was cozy. I hope you had a nice time. And I also hope to see you in the next video. Also, please let me know if you know about this manga or maybe have read it, because I feel like there really aren't a lot of people who know this manga. For now, I will make myself a tea, maybe read a bit, and then see what the rest of the evening brings. But like I said, I hope you had fun watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!